This is quite bouncy. This is a video of a man putting screen wash in a car. Okay. How we're actually going to reattach this to the car and what I've pulled it out of is a problem. Good morning and welcome to another Morsels and Motors. In today's video I'm just going to do a few little bits and pieces of preparation on this car, my XC70, because tomorrow we're taking it abroad. We're going to Paris and then to Turin, so I'm going to be starting to sing some Infernal all the way there. So we're just going to get some prep done, so thought we'd film it and you can come along for the ride. First job that I have been doing already is cleaning up the interior a little bit. So cleaned that floor mat because it was absolutely disgusting, and just sort of give it a little bit of a spruce up. So it's now a little bit nicer a place to be for hours and hours and hours of driving. Under the bonnet next. Okay, right, under the bonnet let's do our standard checks of oil, water and screen wash. Start with the water. I think it looks green just to that line, and I think I know that that is correct. Yes, I see maximum on that side, so I'm quite happy that the coolant's at the correct level. Oil then next. Got my trusty tissue. All right, give that a little bit of a clean. Chuck it back in and see where we are. Okay. So that's not terribly good and helpful at all because it doesn't really give me much of an indication. So I might try that one again and see if I can get it better. Get it a bit better. Oh yeah, there we go. I think it's settled to about halfway up the dipstick. So there's X's start there and the X's end there. So I think I'll just top it up a tiny bit of oil, but not too much because I don't want to overload it. Yeah, see on the back as well, it's about the same level. So yeah, just top it up a few hundred mils of oil. Right, I have found my oil. Open up the little cap and try and work out where are we on the level. It looks like we're just under 4 litres, so probably go about that much into it. Really not that much at all, just enough to make sure it doesn't go low as we drive hundreds and hundreds of miles. And that's all right, we'll go with that. Should we just do one more little glug for luck? There we go. Lucky glug, done. And I cleaned up my mess now as well. Which was fine until I did the lucky glug. And put the cap back on. This is a new seal as well because the previous seal had, it wasn't really perished, but it had gone really hard, so it was kind of spewing out a little bit of oil. Okay, screen wash. This is a video of a man putting screen wash in a car. Pink screen wash. Don't think this car's ever had. With pink berry fragrance, fantastic. Is this ready to go? It is ready to use, okay. Although I'm not sure what colour it's going to end up being because it's got blue inside it already. What's pink and blue together make? I can't remember. Oy. Done. Didn't actually take that much, so it wasn't that low. Oh, one thing that we could do, which has nothing to do with preparing the car for going abroad, is giving it the shock absorber test, because quite a few people in the last video, because I complained that it handles like a kind of drunk pig. I think that might be someone else's comment, but I quite like it, going down, especially country roads. So I want to, should we do the bump test to see how many times it bumps up and down? Let's do this bump test. So I think it needs to be, see if it goes down, up, down a little bit and then settles. I think that's what it's supposed to do. So let's see what happens. And what happened? I can't see. Oh, camera person. Was it a good bounce or was it a bad bounce? It was good bounce? Okay, let's do the back. I'm going to do this sitting. This is quite bouncy. I'll have a look when I actually look at the video footage of what I've done and see how bad it is. Okay, tyre pressures. I have my trusty tyre blowy uppy thing, so I just need to see what they should be. So we are on We're not going faster than 160 kilometers per hour, I don't think. That's just a bit too quick, so I think we'll go for the lower setting, which is 30 and 30 for 3 people, 34 and 38 for 5 people plus luggage. So we are going to be quite heavily laden with 4 people and luggage, so I will put it higher up than 30. And the other reason I'm going to put it higher up than 30 is that somebody in the comments on my previous video, when I was telling you about the Michelin Cross climates, was saying that they wear on the edges quite significantly when the pressures are kind of normal, and suggest that we run them very slightly higher so that the edge doesn't wear so much. So I'm going to do it for those 2 reasons. I think I'll probably choose something like 33. We'll go for that. Plug this into my trusty 12-volt socket in the boot, which is active without the ignition being on, which is the benefit over the one in the car. It's like Volvo thought about these things. Right, we're at 28, so I think we'll up them to 33. Well, this one's quite low, it's at 24, so I'm very glad I'm checking these. Thinking about it, we probably should have put the tyre pressures up to the fully laden setting when we had an entire Volvo 240 on the back of it a couple of days ago, but you live and learn. Okay, final job and task that I've got to do on the XC70 is the rear washer. I shall explain. Now, a couple of months ago, or a month or so ago, when I was helping my mum clear a little bit out of her house, I had to take a single bed to an aunt and uncle's house because they wanted a single bed that we had. Fits beautifully in a Volvo XC70, apart from the boot doesn't quite close, it kind of closed up to there. So I got a, what they called bungee clips, bungee cords, and just kind of grabbed onto there, grabbed onto the tow bar, and then it was kind of still. That's terribly explained anyway. When I took the bungee cord off, I didn't realise quite how much tension it was under, so it flew up and smacked that off, which also snapped off my squirter for the rear washer. So at the minute, the squirting just kind of goes straight out. So if you can see, there's a brass thing, and inside the brass insert, there should be a little plastic tube that's got the 2 jets in it, and that's been completely sheared off, which means that actually the free job I did of transferring the single bed to an aunt and uncle's house has now cost me at least $14.99 for the new squirter, so I'm really quite annoyed. Problem is now there's like a good 1.5 centimetres worth of plastic embedded into that copper tube, and I need to try and get it out. One video I saw on YouTube suggested that you could screw a screw into it and then just gently pull it out. I have tried that and it didn't really do much. I'm going to have one more go with a different screw. I'm failing that, I'm going to have to take the arm off and see if I can kind of somehow get the copper tube out and sort of manually poke it out in some way. I don't know. Something tells me this is all going to go horribly wrong and I should have just bought a whole new wiper motor, which does seem excessive for this job, but I really hope that we can do it. So fingers crossed, let's see. Okay, let me show you what we're dealing with. So I found this is my new part, and you can see, if it's in focus, this is the bit that's been sheared off on mine. It's got the 2 jets attached to it, and that's the kind of, don't know, plungy bit that goes inside, and that's still embedded inside my little copper tube, so we need to get it out. I found a screw that is kind of the right diameter, so I'm going to hope, and it's longer as well than what we need, so I'm hoping that it might work, but I'm not holding my breath. Also, I mean, it does come in beautiful Volvo packaging and everything, but can you believe this cost me $14.99? It's ridiculous. And I'm going to fold it up very carefully so it doesn't fall out. Okay, let's see. What I don't want to happen though is for it to kind of expand the copper tube too much, so there's then not a tight fit with the new one. This is going to end badly. I can feel it in my waters. All I'm doing is pulling the copper tube out a little bit, and I don't know what that's connected to. Okay. Well, we've got the copper tube out. Okay. Well, I'm not quite sure what to do at this stage. In Blue Peter fashion, we worked out that a coat hanger should be able to fit through the copper pipe, and hopefully you can poke out the plastic insert. How we're actually going to reattach this to the car and what I've pulled it out of is a problem for a few minutes from now. Ow. I mean, actually a little bit of it has come out. There is a little bit of black plastic visible there. This is so innuendo-y, isn't it? I'm literally trying to grip the shaft as I poke the, I don't know what you'd call it, coat hanger through it. Even that still sounds innuendo-y, doesn't it? Welcome to the Morsels and Motors shed of joy. Okay, it's not that joyous, really. I kind of think that's the best that we can do. That's awful. I can't run. Okay, I have taken the panel off the tailgate, I have taken the wiper motor out, and this is kind of what we're dealing with. This is a tube where the water would flow, and that's where the rubber hose clicks onto. So I need to undo these screws, take that cover off, and have a look inside, see what we're dealing with. Okay, so I've taken that cover off, and it looks like that is where the copper pipe goes into. So so that's external to the copper pipe. The copper pipe pushes into that. So my little plan of flipping it the other way around should, I think, work. So I'm going to do it out here, see if I can get it in there, and then get it all set up nicely. See how I go. This is the end of the copper pipe that has the plastic embedded into it. But as I say, I've cleared it out plenty, so that plenty of water flow should go through it, and we should see if we can kind of embed that into where it's supposed to be, which is easier said than done because it's obviously been widened slightly by my unscrewing, but we'll get it. Okay, that's kind of in. Do I now just connect this up and squirt through and make sure there's no leaks at that joint? I think I do. Okay, fantastic. So let's put it back together again. We're nearly there. Fixed it, hopefully. Hopefully. Can't wait to see those jets flying again. Oop. Okay. Electrical connector and water connector. That better not leak, otherwise I should be very unimpressed, because it probably hasn't been disturbed in 20 odd years. Cover on. So, moment of truth is we can slot in our new little jet device, and I think they point upwards like that. That look about right? I think so. Yep, that's back in the right position. Okay, that's good. Plastic cover on to keep everything nice and tidy. Oh, okay, we haven't pushed it in quite enough. Balls. gone in more. Come on, work, you expletive. Okay, that's okay. Right, let's see how badly aligned they are. Okay, whoops. Let's refit the arm. I don't know why you do that. Because we operated it when the thing was off to get the water to come through. Okay, right. Oh dear me. Luckily it's made of plastic and doesn't damage my car. In this video you're seeing all my, all the peril, all my errors. I don't like it. It should be perfect. Okay. Right, take two. Right, you're on. Let's go! Okay, final little adjustment. I got a pin. Just need to move this right hand jet very slightly nearer the screen. Okay, let's see if that's any better. Okay, that is it for today. I'm really happy that I managed to fix this and didn't break my new 1499 part, and there doesn't seem to be any leaks. So yeah, I'm really happy, thank goodness. We can now go to Italy and France with a nicely squirted rear window. Thank you so much for joining me on this rather little kind of tinkering video on the XC70. I think we've done everything I need to do: oil, pressures, cleaning, fixing things. So I think we're all ready to go for our trip. So I might see you in Turin.